If you followed our channel for a while, you know His Dark Materials has been a huge part of our channel. We did breakdowns, we read every book, we broke down every demon. So when I had a chance to visit London, I knew one spot I needed to stop.
My name is Nick, and I'm here with Kyle, and today we're breaking down the ending of His Dark Materials.
The Galvespians are one of the many races who hail from their own version of Earth in the multiverse.
If you're really interested in the story, or you like fantasy like this, I really encourage you to get into the books.
Between her uncle father, or Funkle, Lord Asriel,
they've been hinting at her name this whole series so far.
She helps the witch remove some splinters from a logging accident.
We got to talk about the Mulefa.
Blue angels flying off in the distance, or those jets, I can't see anything.
It's not the way they met in the books. It's completely different.
Oh, yes. That's right. Tialis isn't there.
I think that's more dust than angels, right?
Sometimes called Pan, whose final form took the shape of a pine marten. They're named by the demons of the children's parents.
This is weird. She's already kind of preparing for death, where in the book, she's totally clueless. I know what happens. Hold on.
Do not say a thing. Yeah.
And I hope this year to visit that bench that day with all the other fans who make that pilgrimage here in the UK. What? That's cool.
Field trip.
That's we're going on a bus.
Recently, for my job, I've been traveling a lot. I've been to different continents. I was recently in Australia, and I was in London, and I travel all over the US, but this was special to me because I was in London and I was working there, and a little bit of time to explore before I caught a flight home. And I had a friend with me, and he was like, what do you want to do? You want to go back into London? I'm like, I really don't feel like going back into London. What if we go to Oxford? He's like, are we able to do that? I'm like, sure, yeah, we can get an Uber or Lyft anywhere. So I scheduled an Uber, picked us up, and on our way, I was like, there's one thing I have to see. It's the bench. But let's see whatever else we can, because this city is incredible. So I thought it'd be fun to get dropped just north of the city at a graveyard. Why a graveyard, you may ask? The professor himself, J.R.R. Tolkien. It was a really dark, gloomy morning, and there was a fog everywhere. Me and my friend were the only people there at the graveyard.
Getting close.
And we're just walking around all the graves looking for the professor's grave. We finally found, you could tell a lot of people have walked on it, because it was so many people have circled and visited him, and that was so touching to know the lives he has affected with his books and the world he built. And that was just a really exciting way to start off our trip. And then from there, we were like, oh, let's just get an Uber to get into town, because it was a little ways out of town. There's no Ubers out there in Oxford. It's like, what, 7 a.m. in the morning or something like that, because we wanted to get out there early because we had a flight to catch. So I was like, I guess we got to learn how to use the public transit, the bus system. So we found a bus stop, we hopped on, we paid our pounds, and we got on, and the bus took us straight into town. It was pretty simple, just a straight little boop right into town of Oxford. And man, that is such a beautiful town. We know it's one of the first colleges. It's like you're walking on a movie set. Every building's just so detailed, and the ground is just so beautiful with the way it's laid out, with the bricks and the stonework and on the ground. And oh man, and every shop's just so much fun. Obviously, there's a lot of Harry Potter stuff there, because a lot of Harry Potter was filmed there. You know, all the different scenes when they're researching stuff and spells, and you know, the books are floating off the bookshelves, or the restricted area that they go to, where they always find what they need in the restricted area. So many writers went to that school and taught at that school. You have C.S. Lewis, you have J.R.R. and of course Philip Pullman. Kind of obvious, right? Because his whole book, his Dark Materials, is kind of written around that school. I believe they filmed there for the show itself too, for when Lyra was there and all that stuff. There's so much history there. I wish we had more time. I wish I had spent a month there, just to take in every corner, every street. It's just so cool. There's even the pub. It wasn't open, but we went there anyways. The pub where C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. would talk and have these debates about what their world should be, and if animals should talk or if they shouldn't talk. And that pub is there. I think it was hopefully just getting remodeled, but we weren't allowed to go in. So if I ever get a chance to go back, I'm definitely going to go there and sit where the great minds sat. The lamppost is right there in the center, which inspired the lamppost from Narnia, where Mr. Tumnus meets and they do the whole thing. And then a lot of the buildings were inspired for different buildings and architecture in Lord of the Rings too. I highly recommend, if you ever get a chance to go, you gotta go. London's amazing, and I really enjoy London, and I love doing the tower. If you get a chance to do London, I would say also do Oxford, but they're both amazing places with so much history, and they're so incredible. I mean, London's great because you get Big Ben and you get all the museums and all that good stuff. But if you get a chance, I would definitely, if you're a book lover and or even movies, all the movies and shows that are inspired from that college, definitely go check it out. But the whole reason why we were there was to get to the botanical gardens, because it's this ancient botanical gardens. You can just tell it's been there forever. And they have their greenhouses where they keep like the tropical plants and stuff like that. We weren't there for that. We were there for the outside stuff. They had old trees, Australian pine and some other ones, which inspired Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. And there was a really cool branch which inspired where the Cheshire cat, I think that's what you say, Cheshire cat would sit. The whole reason why I was there was to sit on the bench. It's where they would meet on Midsummer's Day around June 21st each year, because they were in separate worlds. Obviously, if you guys know the story, spoilers if you guys don't know the story, but they end up in separate worlds, but the worlds are parallel, so there's things that overlap. So that's where they decide to meet every year. If you want to know why, highly recommend to watch the series if you haven't watched it, or watch our breakdown videos. We have a whole playlist where we go. But it was so cool to be able to see it, and there's a bench there that's dedicated to it with some beautiful statues, and you can sit on the bench. And then I believe for the show they actually shot it at a different bench, because I don't know if it would work to have all the statues and stuff on the bench that they sat at. So I went to go sit on that other bench too. But it was so beautiful. That whole botanical gardens were great. And we walked through the town. My friend found a really cool leather jacket from this like vintage store. Really cool. I found an amazing hot cocoa place. Oh my gosh, it was the best cocoa in the world I've ever had. And there was just so much good stuff. Obviously, our flight was coming up. We had to find a way home. There was a strike going on that day, so the transit system wasn't working for trains, and there wasn't going to be a bus that would get us there in time. So we had to figure it out, because we couldn't even call an Uber. So I downloaded some kind of taxi app, and we got a taxi, and we barely made our flight. And yeah, it was a place that was beautiful. You really felt a good presence being in that area. I don't know if I'm smarter from just standing around that college. I'm definitely not smart, but it was a beautiful school, and I really just enjoyed it. For me, it was closure of, we spent so much time breaking down every season, the 3 seasons, and comparing it to the books, and doing deep dives on the Harpies to the the Man in the Box, to all the different things in this cool world that Philip Pullman created. And it was just so nice to finally sit on the bench. It's kind of like the way the story ended. It was just special. Who knows if I'll ever have a chance to go back, and I'm grateful I was able to take advantage of the time I had. If you like this type of video, if you would like more videos like this, comment down below. I do travel a lot for work, so I was trying to think of fun, creative ways to talk about art and the subjects we talk about on this channel while I'm traveling. So I know we are meeting up. I've talked to Kyle and John. We're trying to get our schedules together. I'm trying to find a filming location. I'm shooting against a white wall right now with the comp background, you know, just because I'm looking for a place to film. And I think I found a good place. We'll keep you posted, and we'll see you on the next AsArt.